Okay, here I'm trying to remove the glue off my floor that held the carpet padding down. This is a concrete floor. As you can't really see too well on the video, but on this floor there's leftover carpet padding. I'm trying to get all that up, and so after I get all that up, I'm going to take a leveling compound, and all these holes that are right here, from where the tack strip that held the carpet down was, I'm going to fill that with a self-leveler, which is, this is what I chose to get right here. It's a 50 pound bag that I got from Lowe's for like $30, and that's also going to take care of fixing other imperfections that I had in my floor. This is from where an addition was put on this house, and this was the transition from the actual house to the addition, and so I'm going to fix those areas, as well as any type of other imperfections you have on your concrete slab. What you're seeing is I'm actually using this grinding wheel that's on the end of my drill to grind up all the old glue and any old sheetrock, mud, plaster, whatever other imperfections you have on your floor. I'm using this to grind it up. Now, if you're grinding this stuff up so you can put down a paper floor, obviously you're trying to cut back on cost, and the way that I'm doing it with this little hand grinder is the cheapest way to do it. This steel pad that's on the end of there costs, I think, like between $4 to $7, so very inexpensive. But if you don't want to spend the amount of time it takes to go through this whole entire living room doing that, you can always go to Ray Rents or any other place that rents out equipment, and you can rent a floor sander, and you can go over the floor with a floor sander, strip all that stuff up, and remove any other imperfections, and do it in a matter of just a handful of hours versus the way I'm doing it. The way I'm doing it is probably an all-day-long project of sitting on your knees with hopefully some very good knee pads, grinding away at the glue and paint and other items that are on your floor. Alright, I'm going to show you what materials I used and how I got started with trying to do my paper mache floor, or brown paper bag floor. I started off with buying some regular Elmer's glue that you get at Walmart for like $1 and some change, and some brown paper that you usually find in the paint department at Lowe's, and also some colored construction paper just to play with some different varieties. And I started with a piece of wood and just tried to test it to see how it was going to look. And I tried a few different things. I tried this one for didn't really finish. It would actually weigh down flat if I put more epoxy on it, but I tried braiding the paper to see if that would give a unique look. And then I tried your regular, where you just take the paper, you crinkle it up, tear it, and stick it down with the glue and water. And then I tried to see if I could maybe use some colored construction paper that's about the same size and weight as the brown paper to see how that would look. And I'm kind of choosing to go a different way and not use the colored paper, but it was something unique to try to work with. But after I did my little demo and saw how it works and kind of saw some maybe mistakes that I did, as you see how this is kind of loose and it's not sticking to the wood backing, I just took and I dipped the paper in the glue in the paper, or excuse me, in the glue in the water, and then stuck it to the board. I didn't actually paint it onto the board first, and so what I'm doing when I actually do my floor is I'm going to paint with a paintbrush some of the Elmer's glue and water onto the floor, then dip the paper in it and roll it out onto the floor, so that way it is bonded to the floor better than what it did on my demo. And now after I got ready to start working, I used a flat bar and a hammer, because I had to go around the entire room and tear up all the tack strip. As you see, all the little holes right there by the carpet and going along the wall, that's where the tack strip was nailed down. I used the hammer and a flat bar to pull up any remaining nails as well as pull the tack strip. Then afterwards, I started trying to strip the glue residue that was left from the that actually held down the carpet padding, and I tried 3 different things. First thing I tried was this brush that I put on, steel brush that I put on a broomstick. Very labor-intensive way to go about it, and it doesn't really get it all up very well. So then I tried this little round piece, and that just didn't really do it well enough. And so the third thing I tried was this steel wheel that's on the end of my drill, and that's the one that for me worked the absolute best. Now, if you want the easiest way to do it, you can go buy a floor sander, floor stripper, and use that. But that's a lot more costly method. It's going to cost you about $100 to rent it, plus your sanding pads. And then after you get all the glue stripped up, I have this self-leveling compound. It's basically Sackcrete without all the rocks and stuff that it has in it. And I got some trowels to smooth it out, and this is a paint mixer that you get in the paint section at Lowe's, and I got that so I can mix this self-leveler up a little bit easier. And then after you get that leveled out and it dries, I'm going to use the Elmer's glue and more of the brown paper bag that I have, our brown paper that I have, to spread out to the rest of the floor. And I found these gallon jugs of Elmer's glue for $19 at Office Max, You can look it up on Google, find a place near you that has it. And then after I put all the paper down and glue it down, then I'm going over it with some regular Valspar high gloss sealer. I'm probably put between 4 to 6 coats down, and each coat that you put down, you have to wait about 5 hours and then apply a second coat. And you want to make sure to not wait longer than that, because if you wait longer than that, it's going to completely set, and you're going to need to lightly sand the floor before you put down another coat. The floor. And one thing I left out earlier is a very important thing to have is safety glasses, because that metal wheel right there will actually swing pieces, and heaven forbid one hits you in the eye. But as you see, doing it this way is a little time and labor intensive, but in the end it's a lot cheaper than running the floor sander, so I chose to try to go this route. I'm going to show you another trick. Using this wheel, after doing it for so long, going one direction, the steel bristles actually start bending that way. And so it starts to not really take the glue up as fast and easy. So one trick to do is to switch the direction of the drill, and it starts taking up a lot faster. And then after you do that for a few minutes on that side, switch the direction of the drill again. And as you see, I was able to do this section a lot faster than this section because I changed the direction of the drill. Now once you get all the glue pulled up, you can take a self-leveling concrete compound and go around the room and fill in all the holes that the tack strips made. You gotta do it quick, that stuff sets up very fast. Yeah, over. Okay. This is what I do. Hey, video. Now this is my wife trying to put down a piece of this brown paper bag on our floor. Granted, I do a lot better when I do it, but I'm going to show you a video of her doing it. Seriously. You missed a spot. Now we paint the floor where we're about to stick it down at, then we paint the bottom of the paper, stick it down on the floor, and then put paint on the top of it, or not paint but glue, and then smooth it out flat. Yeah, kind of like that. And I think we've been working for about an hour, and I've already covered a good quarter of the room. And one thing that we did different is we actually used 50-50 glue to water ratio, because we wanted the glue to be a little bit thicker because our concrete has a lot more pores in it. Yeah. And so we was hoping that thicker glue would help fill those cracks and give us a better bond to the concrete.
It almost gets kind of a distressed leather look on the floor. Yeah, you know that rock? I can't remember the name of it. It's like a rock that looks like that for the exteriors.
Yeah, yeah.
Called piedra laja.
Okay, your 3 minute span is over.
Okay, after applying all the paper down with the glue, I gave it about a day and a half, 2 days to set and make sure it's completely dry. And I'm starting to put the polyurethane down. And now for the edges, I've used this right here, but I did it, being careful to make sure I didn't peel up any paper as I was running that over. But that gave me the easiest way to get as close to the baseboard as possible and still get a good coat. Then after that, I started actually rolling out the polyurethane. As you can see, I just started right here. I'm going to put between probably 5 to 6 coats on it. And we'll see what it looks like as time progresses. Now, as you start applying your first coat of polyurethane, you'll kind of hear a little bit of a sound like Rice Krispie treats being formed in a bowl of milk, and that's the polyurethane soaking into the dry paper that was glued down to your floor. And so it's not a problem, don't worry about that. And also in some areas, you may be able to see in this video, you can see some of the paper starting to kind of come up just a little bit, like right there in the center of the video now. And that all should settle as this polyurethane dries. And in the second, third, and fourth, and however many coats you do, should go on a lot easier without the paper rising up as much. But the first 1 to 2 coats, you'll notice some areas where it starts to unlock from the floor and come up, but it should settle back down. Okay, I'm now applying my fourth coat. It is currently 1 a.m. in the morning. When doing this, it's important that you apply your coats within 3 to 4 hours apart of one another. That way, the prior coat does not actually have time to set up and harden before you put the second coat down or the next coat down. That way, it actually bonds a lot better. Now, as you can see with coming on the fourth coat, you can see the strokes I just made right there. It's starting to shine a little bit more. And my next coat is scheduled for 5 a.m. I'm actually putting 4 hours between it, mainly because I just don't want to wake up in 3 hours. And also, do notice I'm wearing socks to walk on the floor with. Socks actually help keep you from sticking to the floor. Don't do it barefoot. Don't wear shoes. Shoes tend to have too many things stick to them. And also, if you want to take a look at the stuff that I'm using the Valspar High Gloss Sealer Wet Look. It's a water base, which I prefer because I can still live in the house while I'm doing the floors. If you were to use oil base, it would be too strong of a smell and you would have to spend a few nights in a hotel room or with family.